She's a spike of love, the winner takes all. Diving for affection, giving it all. But in the end, it's not about the game we play. It's the bond we share every single day.
The afternoon sun was warm, the beach was loud, and for once, she wasn't thinking about anything else. She was laughing, really laughing. Tanaka was chasing Nishinoya down the shore. Bokuto was yelling something completely incomprehensible. Kuru and Aikawa were arguing over who had cheated during their game. Even Tsukishima and Kenma had stopped pretending they weren't enjoying themselves. And in the middle of it all, she smiled. I watched from a distance. I have been watching for a while. I watched as she ran toward the others, sand sticking to her feet as she laughed at something Hanamaki said. I watched her grab Iwaizumi's arm when he nearly slipped. I watched the way everyone naturally made room for her. No hesitation, no questions, as if she had already belonged there. I lowered my gaze. My fingers tightened around the bracelet on my wrist. So this is what it looks like. I had imagined it before. Not the beach, not the laughter, not these exact people. Just belonging. Being somewhere and never having to wonder if you were meant to be there. I have wanted that once. I looked up. Suga was standing in front of me. Suga looked toward the others, then back at me. He laughed and turned and jogged toward the others. I watched them go. Then somewhere inside me twisted. Not anger, not exactly, something closer to disappointment. I have been talking to Suga all morning. He had stayed beside me, he had listened, he had laughed. For a little while, I thought maybe. Then she called from across the beach. And he immediately turned, and without thinking, he ran toward her. My smile remained, but it became smaller. I looked down at the sand. I couldn't blame him. She didn't even have to try. She didn't even have to ask anyone to stay. She didn't have to make herself interesting. She simply existed. Somehow everyone moved toward her. I looked back at the group. She was laughing again. Suga was beside her now. Hinata joined them, then Nishinoya, then Tanaka. One by one, everyone gathered around her. I felt something familiar settle in my chest. That old feeling. The one I thought I had buried. And that is being overlooked. I remember the first time I had met Haru. The excitement, the possibility, the feeling that maybe, finally. I remembered asking the question, why not me? Why not me? And I remembered the answer. It wasn't cruel, it wasn't angry, it was just final. She said, because I had already chose someone. Her. I had spent so long wondering what she had that I don't. Was she kinder? Funnier? More interesting? More deserving? Maybe. But eventually I realized something. It wasn't about being better. Being kinder, being funnier, being interesting, deserving. No. It was about being chosen. And once someone else was chosen, there was no room left for me. I opened my eyes. She was standing in front of me. I stared at her. For a moment, I almost laughed because she genuinely looked concerned. There was no smugness, no superiority, no idea that she had done anything wrong. That made it worse. She smiled, but I knew that she felt hesitant and forced. But on the other hand, it still looked genuine. I was reluctant, but I still smiled and said okay. She reached out for my hand, so I looked down at hers. She's reluctant, yet she still held out her hand. We joined the others. The camera was raised and everyone squeezed together. Someone complained about being too tall. Someone else complained about being too short. Everyone laughed, and I smiled for the picture. And for that one moment, I almost forgot. Almost. The camera flashed, everyone cheered. Someone said, "Let's have a jump shot." She laughed, and I looked at her. You don't even know. You don't know what it feels like to be told you're not the one. My fingers brushed against the bracelet hidden beneath my sleeve. I looked at it, then at her. My expression softened. No hatred, something much more complicated. Maybe I don't have to be better than you. Maybe I don't have to make them hate you. Maybe I only have to make them realize that they can choose someone else. The group started walking back toward the resort. Maki fell into step beside her. I watched them, then Suga joined, then Kita, then the others. She was surrounded again, while I remained behind, alone. I smiled faintly because I had learned something today. I don't need to steal her place all at once. I don't need to make anyone hate her. I don't even need her to leave. Not yet. All I need is time. And eventually, the people who once gathered around her would begin gathering around me. I looked down at the bracelet. My thumb brushed across the echo. Let's see how long it takes. I smiled, but there was sadness behind it, because somewhere deep down, a part of me still wished she would simply turn around, see me, understand me, and say, "You can stay." But I already knew that wasn't enough. I don't want to be allowed to stay. I want to be the one who belonged. And if the story only had room for one, then I would make sure it wasn't her.